The partnership of the National Guard Bureau and Response International Group took a seemingly impossible idea and made it a reality that will save American lives. The National Guard CERFP, a team designed to specifically handle non-standard conditions in a non-standard emergency response. Their mission? To help the local civilian commanders with heavy rescue. The team has a very narrow range of directed effort for the short time they are in the CERF package. They work to save lives in the zone between the TLV and the IDLH, where PPE is necessary. Here's the problem. In that zone, standard responders do not have the expendable equipment, PPE, or decontamination package to work in a contaminated structural collapse environment. So what is a non-standard catastrophic event? First, it's a work zone not measured in city blocks, but measured in square miles. That is hundreds, if not thousands, of structures damaged and destroyed. It's a field of rubble and debris a standard fire truck cannot get through. Take a look at this, the aftermath of a tornado. It's a common scenario, but even here, firefighters must walk in 3/4 of the way, more than a mile, to reach and rescue victims. And that's just responding to what we call a more standard incident. It's not hot like a C. Burney incident. The National Guard CERFP program was designed to fill the gap between the catastrophic event itself and the arrival of C. Burney agents. NGB developed training for this special type of mission in 2004. The requirements were basic, yet extremely challenging. First and foremost, save lives at a building collapse caused by a WMD. The team must do that using compact, lightweight tools. The team must be ready to respond in hours, not days, and the team must learn those skills with 6 days of training to accommodate unit assignment rotation. With that training, NGB demanded all the basic S&E skills: breaching and breaking, ropes, confined space, shoring, lifting and hauling, search, victim care, packaging, and rescue. And the team had to do all this while wearing OSHA Level C PPE. To the rig crew coming from the fire service and Navy damage control, the requirements seemed impossible. Fortunately, though, NGB did not waver and was determined to demand the mission and the training it needed, which was well out of line with mainstream emergency responders. Leaders with RIG tried to persuade NGB otherwise, tried to explain their new CERFP concept did not match nationally accepted emergency response. NGB was trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. There was no way an S&E team could go into a hot zone, far past the cold line where standard responders must stop working, and still be effective. Or so it seemed. Response International Group took the challenge head-on. As RIG developed and executed its new training, the mission became clear. RIG had to invent new ways to overcome the hurdles of wearing simple and basic PPE. It wasn't easy, but RIG was innovative and developed from scratch a program to support an S&E team working in a contaminated environment, all while wearing PPE. Did it work? The CERFP new S&E program not only took hold, it flourished. Civilian response and traditional fire services had never seen anything like it, but they quickly realized it works, and it works well. Fact is, neither OSHA nor the NFPA had ever published standards to address the unique needs, the unique conditions of a building collapse involving a WMD. Consider all the hurdles for heavy rescue and response. Decon, lost tools, victims with crush syndrome, victims exposed to hazardous material both inside and under collapsed debris. And consider the unexpected, PPE getting caught up in equipment, ropes and hoses snagged on debris, and of course the sweltering heat inside the suits, all while racing against the clock to find faster techniques than the normal responder would use. All this the team must do during the fog and friction of a WMD attack, when determination and innovation is critical. The key to success is this: doing more with less, and CERFP knows that concept inside out. The CERFP program does more with less by helping the local incident command while getting less funding than any response agency ever imagined was possible. The CERFP program is not standard extraction training, it is very non-standard, very atypical. As a result, the CERFP program had to develop a new textbook covering 2 levels of capabilities to meet the CERFP mission and environment. The National Guard, working with RIG, produced a new standard for basic search and extraction training, which includes 2 key conditions: structural collapse and a sea-burning environment. This concept did not even exist until fall of 2004, but since its initial development, the CERFP Basic Extraction Program has produced more than 3,500 soldiers and Marines trained in basic S&E skills. More than 4,000 will be ready by the end of 2010. The program trained the first CSMRF S&E elements and conducted their external evaluation using CERFP S&E tools and techniques in March 2009. And it trained PRP Marines in both 2009 and 2010 before their deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq. Those results are impressive by any measure. But that's not all. For more than 10 years, the CBRF Marines have sent personnel so they can also learn to do more with less. More than 100 CBRF extractors have completed the basic extraction course, with another group finished by the end of 2010. CBRF has fully embraced the non-standard atypical approach. Why? Because they know that approach, the one NGB and RIG created together, does what no other program can. And even though it's not required, the CERFP does train NFPA Standard 1670 Chapter 6, as well as NFPA Standard 1006 Chapter 9 at the operations and technician levels, all while tailoring the training to work with the unique challenges of their environment. The experienced trainers at RIG know, to the CERFP, time is everything. Time is the enemy of the victims trapped in a sea-burning environment. The 3 biggest challenges: trauma with crush syndrome, victims reaching their LD50, LC50 before the extractor does, and life inside PPE is limited. Just 6 years ago, only a handful of rescue workers knew that, but today, America has a tremendous team, thousands of Guard personnel who are capable of saving lives in the harshest conditions. And that would not be true if not for the open-mindedness and the perseverance of the National Guard working in conjunction with RIG. The CERFP is not a fire department. Its mission is not to respond in 5 minutes to anything ranging from a kitten in a tree to a building collapse. The training is highly specialized. But now, several groups are trying to fit the CERFP program into their own training, and they want to do it using traditional methods and techniques. That is a mistake, and it must not happen. America cannot afford to relearn the lessons RIG already knows well. RIG knows our future depends on what we do in the present. These are the facts. You cannot use traditional training methods and equipment in a non-standard, atypical, catastrophic event. It simply will not meet the CERFP's unique mission. This is especially true now that the CERFP program has become so successful. Make no mistake, the program is working, and it is a success. The statistics prove it. The missions completed in training, all the exercises, and other training at special events. Other organizations now want to jump onto the road of success NGB and RIG have built together, but those groups inevitably must enter the road at the beginning, miles behind where we stand today, and we're still moving forward. We cannot risk losing the years it would take to find out whether someone else can do what we already do. What we have achieved together is nothing short of a miracle that, frankly, cannot be duplicated. Success will not lower its standard to us. We must raise our standard to success. RIG and NGB are already there.